Hello, and welcome to the first virtual Public Information Center for the Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer Class Environmental Assessment. My name is Michelle Claver, and I will be presenting on behalf of GM Blue Plan Limited, the consulting firm selected by the Township of Wilmot to assist with this project. The Township of Wilmot is undertaking a Schedule B Municipal Class Environmental Assessment for sanitary conveyance in the vicinity of the existing Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer in the community of New Hamburg. In response to the advice of public health officials to limit in-person gatherings due to COVID-19, this virtual public information center has been developed. The purpose of this public information center is to provide background information on the study and to offer an engagement opportunity for interested parties to provide comments and submit questions, which will be formally responded to by the project team. The Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer EA project was initiated by the 2014 wastewater servicing study for the new growth area Baden in New Hamburg, the 2019 official plan rationalization process, and the 2019 development charges bylaw. The study recommended upgrading the existing sanitary trunk sewer to handle additional flows from growth areas. As such, this Class EA has been initiated to determine the best way to convey the additional sanitary flows in the vicinity of the Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer to accommodate future flow requirements. The Municipal Class Environmental Assessment process is a prescribed process for projects in the province of Ontario with specific steps to be followed. The Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer Class EA study is being completed as a Schedule B activity. The notice of commencement was issued on December 16, 2020, and the project team has been completing the baseline work as part of Phase 1. Currently, potential alternative solutions are being developed for consideration. Before the team moves forward to evaluating the alternative solutions, it is important to engage with stakeholders and the public at this early stage. This Public Information Center is considered an early Phase 2 point of contact. This provides an opportunity for dialogue and feedback at the initial steps of the study. The next step will include evaluating the alternative solutions to ultimately select a preferred solution for this study. Engagement and consultation is a critical element of Class EAs throughout all phases of the process. We will be back again with another Public Information Center near the end of summer before we finalize the preferred solution. The existing Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer is located in New Hamburg and services the community of Baden and the east end of the community of New Hamburg. The sewer route follows a tributary to the Nith River and conveys flows by gravity to the Morningside Sewage Pumping Station, which is owned and operated by the Region of Waterloo. Flows are then pumped across the Nith River to the New Hamburg Wastewater Treatment Plant. The sewer size will address the 2050 forecast, but will also consider the potential for expansion of service areas for post-2050 growth. The first step in any Class EA process is defining the problem and opportunity statement. It answers the question, why are we undertaking this study, and what are we trying to address? The problem opportunity statement for the Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer Class EA is summarized as follows. Confirm the capacity and location of the Morningside Sanitary Trunk Sewer to support existing servicing needs and projected growth while minimizing potential impacts to the environment and community. The problem opportunity statement considers the following strategy goals. Confirming the conveyance sizing based on system capacity requirements. Identifying a new sanitary conveyance alignment that minimizes impacts to the environment and community while being technically feasible to construct and cost-effective. Mitigating environmental impacts on the Nith River tributary creek and its floodplain, as well as woodlots, groundwater, and potential aquatic in terrestrial habitats and species, and determining the property acquisition easement requirements, where necessary, to provide sufficient space for construction. This slide provides an overview of the significant investigations and technical analysis that will be completed to help identify the benefits, impacts, mitigation requirements, constructability, and costs of the alternate alignments. These investigations and technical analysis will help inform the evaluation of alignments and identification of the preliminary preferred alignment. Under Phase 1 and early steps of Phase 2 of the Class EA process, the project team has identified a long list of alternative alignments. Typical for Class EA studies, do nothing and limit township growth are also reviewed as baseline alternatives. However, neither of these options are practical, nor do they meet our project objectives. The long list of alternatives consists of 3 sets of segment alignments, which were categorized by north of Bleams Road, and south of Bleams Road. The north alignments include the area from Highway 78 to Bleams Road. 7 alignments were considered, connecting to the existing sanitary trunk sewer north of Highway 78 and stopping at Bleams Road. The south alignments include the area from Bleams Road to the Morningside Sanitary pumping station. 7 alignments were considered, connecting to the north alignment at Bleams Road. Alignments along Bleams Road are necessary for connectivity of north alignments to south alignments. It was divided into several sections, segmented at key points based on possible north-south alignment connections. The second phase of the municipal Class EA process involves the identification and evaluation of all feasible solutions to address the problem or opportunity. The first step in determining the preferred servicing strategy is to determine the feasibility of the long list alternatives. The long list of north and south alignment segments will be screened against technical feasibility criteria, including sewer depth and invert requirements, and regulatory restrictions and limitations. An alignment alternative must pass both of the screening criteria, yielding a short list of potential north and south alignment segments. Each of the shortlisted north and south segment alternatives will be evaluated independently using the evaluation methodology described in the next slide. Following the independent evaluation of the north and south segments, the highest scoring north and south segments will be combined to develop complete alternative solutions consisting of a north segment, Bleams Road segment, if required, and south segment. A shortlist of complete alignment solutions will proceed to the detailed evaluation as described in the next slide. These combinations will be limited to those that are reasonable with respect to connectivity along Bleams Road and limit the length of the sanitary trunk sewer. This Class EA will use a multiple bottom line approach to evaluate the alternatives. This means that criteria related to environmental, social and cultural, technical, and financial factors will all be considered to establish the most comprehensive solution. These 4 main criteria and their sub-criteria shown here will be used in combination to evaluate the alternatives. Each shortlisted alternative will be evaluated against the detailed evaluation criteria and assigned a score from 1 to 5, with 1 being the least beneficial or most negative, and 5 being the most beneficial or least negative. After scoring each alternative, the total score for each category will be determined and standardized to give each category an equal weighting, and later taking the total sum for each category to calculate a total alternative score. For the complete alternatives, consisting of a north segment, Bleams Road segment if required, and south segment, a sensitivity analysis will also be conducted by varying the weightings of each category to understand robustness of each alternative's total score. The recommended solution will then be identified as the highest total scoring alternative using equal category weightings and also considering the sensitivity analysis as a secondary factor. Part of this Public Information Center and our consultation program with stakeholders and the public is to understand your perspective on these criteria. As part of the information available for this event, there is a comment form where you can provide feedback on the alternative segments as well as these evaluation criteria. On behalf of the Township of Wilmot and the project team, thank you for participating, and we invite you to stay engaged by filling out a comment form or messaging the project team directly. You can reach the project team at any point through the EA process by email or phone through the contacts shown. Thank you, and we look forward to receiving your input as we develop and assess the alternative alignments.